All right, so what I do is I take people into supposedly haunted locations where we use different kinds of equipment to try to verify or disprove the stories that have been told. So we use different kinds of things like a ghost box, we use night vision cameras, a whole bunch of different equipment to try to either prove these things, the stories, and that there are spirits, or no, that was just the pipes banging then.
Is it bad to call them ghosts, or you prefer to use the word spirit, or
Either one. I don't think it's bad for either one of them.
what would there be a difference from anything that you've seen? Is there a difference between a ghost, a spirit, or anything else?
No, I have never ever ran across a bad spirit. Um, I often get asked, "Aren't you afraid that they're going to be a demon or things like that?" And one of the things we do touch on when we start our investigations is I tell everybody, if your stomach growls, burp, cough, whatever, just say that was me, because I'm going to listen back on those headphones and I'm going to hear a growl and I'm going to go,
Strange.
okay, maybe there are demons there, but no, I've never come across any bad ones. And what I always tell them is just think of it as in your own life. All the people you know, how many are bad? We're just connecting with people that have stories that have passed on, that maybe they didn't get to tell their story all before they left, and we're trying to reach out. And or why are you here? Like what makes you stay with like the courthouse, or a possession within the courthouse? Like, was that just something that was so special to you that that's where you decided to stay?
So, where does your expertise come from, Lilas?
Well, all my whole life, I've always been around paranormal events. I've grown up with a family that has always believed and had things happen to them. I've had experiences. And so for a lot of my life, I didn't talk about it because it was a kind of subject. You don't
Right.
talk about those
Yeah.
things. And I watched all the ghost shows and stuff like that. Then I started going to investigations like in the States, in Jamaica to Rose Hall. I've gone to all kinds of places that are paranormal and had even more experiences. But I wanted to bring the ghost hunting experience back to my area, because there's a lot of places in Alberta that have reportedly haunted things. And because I'm born and raised here, I've experienced a lot of things.
And that's why you picked the name that you did for your
Yes.
operation, right?
Yes.
So, what makes a good site to find a spirit or track a spirit down?
Well, that's a good question, because everybody thinks it has to be an old place like the museum, like something like this. But no, there could be brand new buildings. That land has been there forever.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And what was on that land before, like I might pick up on things here that might be, maybe it was somebody's farm. Maybe I'm picking up on a farmer that this was his pride and joy and he loved it here and he stayed, or so.
Well, that happens quite often, right?
Yeah.
In spirit investigation, is that they find that something that's there now is not what was there before, right?
Correct,
There may
yeah.
be something that's connected to the past of the place,
Yeah.
whatever. So, if people are interested locally in getting involved in this, how do you feel about that?
Oh, it's wonderful. I always have people say, well, I don't believe in that. And I always say, the first thing is, then come along, please. I need somebody here that's a skeptic as well, because like I said, I've had many experiences, so I tend to lean towards believing. But if you can prove to me how it's not paranormal, that's great. This is a spirit box. And so what it basically is a radio that scans through the frequencies super quick, as you can see.
Oh.
So in the paranormal world, if you get an answer to a question, or if you can get a whole sentence, that's amazing, because you should not get the same voice coming through that many stations at once. So we've had a lot of, this is one of the favorite pieces. So I'm going to take you down to the room where we actually got swore at. There was like 20 of us in the room. And so how you work this is you just start asking questions like, hi, it's Lilas. You guys all know me here. Is there anybody here that wants to talk to us? If you are, can you use the box to say something? Hello. Hi. That's awesome. Can you tell us your name? Stop what? You don't want to talk anymore? Me? What? I am talking. Or how about the person that swore at us? Is he here still? Well, you got to come through really clear if you want to talk to us. No? Oh. Sounds like you're almost there. Are one of these things in here yours? Like a uniform piece? A gun? Can you tell us what in here is yours, if it's yours? No? Should we move to another room? Okay, we'll move to another room. How about the shadow man? Is he here? Can you tell us the shadow man's name? We'll take out the dowsing rods as well. So dowsing rods were used way back in the days. They're usually switches from trees for finding water. So they were also called witching sticks, whatever. So yeah, so you can see them moving around quite a bit. I'm just gonna put this one up a bit because it's hitting my hand. So I just ask it yes and no questions basically. So first I ask, show me a yes. Straight out, okay. Can you show me a no? They can't both be the same because we won't know the difference then. Can you show me a no? Did you just leave? Oh, okay. Thank you. Does somebody here want to talk with us through the box? Yes, okay. Can you tell us your name? Maybe, yes, kind of. Okay, so that wheelchair there quite often moves by itself. So normally I'll come down before I start an investigation and take a picture just to see where it is so that we can find out, see if it moves during the night. And then I send it to Karen and say, well, let's see what happens. And then she sent me a thing back, said, where'd the broom come from?
Good question.
And I'm like, I don't know. I thought it was you guys.
Where did it come from? Yeah.
So, and it's been there for like a year now. So I don't know. It's not quite often. Sometimes parents wait for what? Karen will often say, oh, I have to go in and clean up in there.
Okay.
And she'll come back in and the stairs are swept. So, so is there somebody here that likes to clean up? Yep. Who cleans up? Two of them. What's their names? You're not giving up any names today, are you? Quite often, like in that room, everything's not set up, but quite often you'll hear the metal getting tapped. Here on this wall here, we were or having an investigation, and I've got a video. It looks like there's a man's head and shoulders with a hat on. So I thought, well, is there somebody outside that it's coming through the window? But no, because the window was too high up and stuff like that. None of us
Right.
had hats on. That happened quite a few times.
Wow.
And then we came back for another investigation, and we caught the same shadow figure on the courtroom wall. So,
Wonder. Oh.
so it was like, yeah. So I haven't figured out quite who that would be, or how. And that again might go back to the land.
You find going back multiple times helps too, or maybe is
Yes.
it different? Or
Yeah. Well, I think it's kind of like they get to know the presence and the people, and then it's because we have like the museum here. There's 3 or 4 people that it's like, I'm not going in there alone. Like, who's going to set up? Because I'm not going alone. So it's like, okay, but I think once they get to kind of know your presence and who you are, then things start to happen more and more. So quite often, the very first investigation of the year, it's kind of slow and like it's like they're hesitant. Like, should I talk to them? I don't know. And then, but as the year, if they go through the year, then it starts to get better and better. And the
know
more
you a
you're
bit more.
there, that yeah.
Well, it's probably not everybody is cut out for spirit investigation too, right?
No,
Because if people are too skeptical or maybe too little bit too dumb
or
or
too
too
afraid.
much concrete in their heads,
Yeah.
maybe the communication is hard then, or
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
well, that's true about
Yeah.
anybody there. Communication isn't
it's-
always easy
it
between
would-
living people, right?
That's right. Get back to the same thing. It's just like, would you talk to and yeah, quite often that's what I get to. It's like, aren't you afraid they're going to come home with you and things like that? And it's like, well, no, usually I tell them they have to stay, and I just talk to them like a person. Like if I was talking to you, that's how I would talk to the spirits.
Yeah, just because we talk to people on the street doesn't mean they come home with us.
That's
after
right.
We're done talking.
They better not.
Lilas, is there anything like if people are watching this video and they know about places, people, events, something that they think you might be interested in, would you like to hear from them about
I
that?
definitely would love to hear from them. I would be willing to travel to different places. Like I said, we are based here in Stettler right now, but I have expanded into Muir, Bashaw, Lacombe. So if you have a story or a place that you think is haunted and you have the permission to allow me on, I would love to come and see what we can do. If you're a nonprofit place like the museum, stuff like that. I also give back to them so that they can continue to operate. I would just say, if you're interested, to contact me. I would love to have any new people come along. Same thing, you don't believe, come along. I want to hear your side. It's more to find out if we can prove any of these stories, and if not. If it's something that's not, we will give that evidence as well.
Very good. All of the contact information will be in the article as well. That's going to appear on the website. So
Awesome. Well, thank you so
thank
much.
you very much.